Welcome to this presentation on Utah property tax appeals for 2026. If you own property in Utah, understanding your right to appeal is essential. Under Utah Code Section 59-1004, you have exactly 45 days from the date of mailing of your assessment notice to file an appeal with your County Board of Equalization. For most property owners receiving notices in late July or early August, the deadline falls on September 15th. Missing this deadline means you cannot challenge your assessed value. The Utah State Tax Commission at propertytax.utah.gov provides official guidance. In this presentation, we will cover the September 15th deadline, how the 45-day window works, the appeal process step by step, what happens at your Board of Equalization hearing, the full 2026 property tax calendar, available exemptions and relief, and your complete action plan. Do not let this deadline pass you by. The single most important date in the Utah property tax calendar is September 15th. Under Utah Code Section 59-1004, a property owner must file a written notice of appeal with the County Board of Equalization within 45 days after the date of mailing of the notice of valuation. As stated on the official Utah Property Tax Division website at propertytax.utah.gov, this deadline is strictly enforced. If you miss it, you forfeit your right to challenge your property's assessed value for that tax year. The clock starts ticking from the day the county assessor mails the assessment notice, not from when you receive it. The appeal must be in writing. Each county has its own form and procedure. File as soon as you receive your notice. You can refine your evidence later. Understanding how the 45-day appeal window works is critical. Under Utah Code Section 59-1004, the clock starts ticking on the date the county assessor mails the notice of assessment. This is not the same as the date you receive it in your mailbox. If the notice is mailed on August 1st, then the 45-day window expires on September 15th, since August has 31 days. Here is what the official Utah Property Tax Division states. The appeal deadline is strictly calculated from the date of mailing. Property owners are responsible for monitoring their mail during the assessment notice period. Utah Code Section 59-919 requires the notice to include the assessed value, the previous year's value, the deadline for appeal, and instructions for filing. Keep proof of filing, such as a certified mail receipt or electronic confirmation. Utah Code Section 59-1004 gives every property owner the right to appeal the assessed value of their property before the County Board of Equalization. The process is designed to be accessible without a lawyer. According to the Utah Property Tax Division's official guide at propertytax.utah.gov, you can appeal if you believe the assessed value exceeds fair market value, the property is unequally assessed compared to similar properties, or an exemption was improperly denied. The burden of proof is on the property owner. Step 1. Review your notice of assessment for errors in property description. Step 2. Research comparable sales in your neighborhood. Step 3. File your appeal before the 45-day deadline. Step 4. Prepare for your hearing with organized evidence. Step 5. If needed, appeal the board's decision to the Utah State Tax Commission. When you file an appeal, your case goes before the County Board of Equalization. The board is composed of county officials or appointed members. Under Utah Code Section 59-1004, you have the right to present evidence, call witnesses, and be represented by an attorney or other representative. The hearing is less formal than a court proceeding. You may appear in person or have your appeal heard based on written submissions alone. Present your evidence clearly. Bring comparable sales data, photographs of any property defects, and any documentation showing unequal assessment. The board members are local residents, not assessment professionals, so make your case simple and persuasive. The board's decision may uphold the value, reduce it, or in limited cases increase it. If you disagree, you have 30 days to appeal to the Utah State Tax Commission. Understanding the full property tax calendar helps you stay ahead of deadlines. January 1st is the assessment date under Utah Code Section 59-201. Late July to mid-August, the county assessor mails the notice of assessment under Section 59-2999. September 15th is the appeal deadline under Section 59-1004, calculated as 45 days from the mailing date. September to October, County Board of Equalization hearings are conducted. November, property tax notices are mailed. November 30th is the first half payment due date, and May 15th of the following year is the second half payment due date under Section 59-2-21333. Utah operates on a semi-annual payment system. Mark these dates on your calendar. Property tax exemptions and relief programs can significantly reduce your tax burden. The primary residential exemption under Utah Code Section 59-2-103 exempts 45% of your primary residence's assessed value from taxation. For a home valued at $500,000, that means $225,000 is exempt. The over 65 and disabled property tax abatement under Section 59-2-1108 provides additional reductions based on household income. Disabled veterans exemption under Section 59-2-1106 offers up to nearly $299,000 in exemption for 2026. The property tax deferral under Section 59-2-214 allows qualified individuals to defer payment. Apply through your county auditor. How much does appealing your property assessment save you? Significant amounts. Example: a home assessed at $550,000 instead of its fair market value of $500,000. With a 45% primary residential exemption, the taxable value on $550,000 is about $302,000, resulting in a tax of about $3,630 per year at 1.2%. After a successful appeal to $500,000, the taxable value drops to $275,000 and the tax drops to $3,300. That is $330 saved per year. Over 5 years, that is $1,650. In Salt Lake County, property owners who appeal typically see reductions averaging 8 to 12% of the proposed assessed value. The appeal process is free in most counties, and the time investment is small relative to the potential savings. Here is your 5-step action plan. Step 1. File your primary residential exemption under Utah Code Section 59-2-103 if you have not already. It is free and exempts 45% of your home's assessed value. Step 2. Watch for your notice of assessment in late July or early August. Open it immediately. Check for errors. Step 3. File your appeal within 45 days of the mailing date. For most, that means September 15th. File first, refine your evidence later. Step 4. Prepare for your Board of Equalization hearing. Gather comparable sales data, photos, and organize your evidence. Step 5. If the board's decision is not satisfactory, appeal to the Utah State Tax Commission within 30 days under Section 59-2-1006. Start now. The 45-day window closes fast. Do not miss your opportunity to appeal.